Good morning and happy Friday. Thank you everyone for joining. We've got some good news today. It's been a busy week. We're going to run through a bunch of different companies, but before we go into that, how are you doing, Austin?
Good. It's almost the weekend. It's Masters weekend, which means there's lots of golf on to distract me from stock picks, but that's okay. How are you doing?
Perfect. I'm doing well. So yes, it's good to have hobbies, especially on the weekend, so you can get your brain kind of flowing and not focus too much on this all the time. It's good to have some balance in life. But listen, we've been delaying this and we're going to delay it a bit more, but we have to talk about Desert Mountain Energy. Boy, this stock has been on a tear the last couple of weeks, and I can't not mention it. I mean, it is one of my top picks for the entire year. Still is. I love the company. I think it has a long way to go still. But what I do want to say this is that it's gone up almost $2 in the last month. Excuse me. Partly on news of their appointment of Dr. Kelly Ward to the board of directors. So that's been a huge win to the company. Having a Republican Arizona congresswoman on there, that's going to be of great value and speaks highly for the direction the company is going. Also, Ellis Martin, who's a friend of mine, who's very well known, especially in the States, has a huge following, has also been a big investor and believer in the company. He's posted a great podcast that gets a lot of traction, and that's certainly helped the stock. It's certainly helped to get the story out. I mean, that's a big part of a lot of these companies is sometimes someone hears that it's not as big an audience. Once bigger people with bigger audiences hear it, and people kind of, the next question is this too good to be true? And you know, it's looking very good. Let's just say that. So there's lots happening with Desert Mountain Energy. I'm very excited about it. But we can't not mention what a stellar last few weeks it's been.
Yeah, it's really been on this impressive kind of 4-week run that started right around the beginning of March. And it's piqued a lot of interest and attention, not just, kind of from the people that we talk to in the circles that we're in, but you see it starting to pop up on places like Wall Street Bets and some smaller side articles and stuff like that. So you're seeing it get traction going forward, which is exciting. And what I really want to kind of do, and hopefully we'll get a chance to do this next week, is I want to kind of dive in with you about what led you to Desert Mountain Energy, how you made that pick, what got you excited about it. So hopefully we'll get a chance maybe next week sometime to kind of take a deep dive into this stock and what makes it so exciting and why it's one of our top picks for the year.
Absolutely. I think that's a great idea because that really leads into those three kind of pillars or foundations I always hammer home, which is the market, the model, the mindset. And that's a product we're actually going to have out in the next couple of weeks. And it's just a culmination of kind of knowledge and experience from Merrill and RBC and other companies I've worked at over the years. And it's just putting together a plan and how to identify particularly projects, key management and people, money and whatnot behind companies, and how to really kind of get around some of the high risk venture speculative aspects of a lot of these companies and focus on growth and focus on the right teams. So let's do that. Let's kind of go through the thought pattern and how it came about, because it's been I've been in it for well over a year, so it's been quite a great company, and there's years and years moving forward. I'm very excited about it, so I think that's a wonderful idea.
Yeah, absolutely. I'd be looking forward to doing that. And I know another quick kind of thing that we wanted to touch on today was Predictive AI had an interesting press release today. Kind of not crazy big news, but something exciting. Do you want to touch on that a little bit for us?
Yes. So Predictive AI they're an Internet of Things company. They've got a lot of different products, but ThermalPass was one that we've seen being quite interesting. And there are other competitors that do type of ThermalPass temperature, as well as other type of sensor type products for screening, either for drugs or for guns or whatnot. This is though strictly for healthcare, and it's gonna get your temperature. So it's very non-invasive. It's not taking your photo. It's not taking any of your personal data. It's simply recognizing, does someone have a fever, which tends to be the first key factor in regards to coronavirus or COVID. So this is now, it's a great kind of, we see a picture of it here. It's a great, very mobile product with thousands of sensors in it, and it's just being picked up by a very sincerely serious organization, the Memorial Healthcare System in Broward County. So they've picked this up. This is their flagship South Florida hospital. and they've adopted this. It's going to be used, and I think the hope is, and we're going to get Michael Lendy on here again, maybe hopefully next week, as soon as we can, to kind of give us a sense of what his expectations are with this, because this could mean a lot of sales. This could be a big launching pad for them. And I know there's been some questions too that people want to get into the nitty gritty with, what's their spend rate right now? Will they have to raise more money? What are some of the sales looking like? So there's a lot of interest out there. People want to know and see what's happening with this company. So it'll be a real pleasure to have Michael on, but that's a big step. Getting in there, getting adopted by a big major hospital in the US is certainly a step in the right direction, because getting some positive feedback, PR, and if they have a good experience with the product, that's going to go a long way.
Yeah, I know it was one of the key things that Michael touched on when we last spoke to him. He said getting that market penetration, getting into more locations, especially getting into more hospitals and other healthcare areas, was key to kind of their path forward. So it's nice to see that ball continuing to kind of roll and things moving in the right direction.
Yes, yeah, for sure. So I can't wait to have him back on. And it's good to have a lot more engagement from people asking these questions in regard to the finances and the flow of money and whatnot. So that's wonderful. And last but certainly not least, because this is big, and I'm a big fan, and I can never tell anyone to go buy a stock. I never would. I don't know what your personal situation is. I've been a broker. I know the rules. I don't know what your risk tolerance is, but your family, I hope you're buying QU Media.
Yeah, absolutely. I hope everyone's looking at buying QU Media, because this seems like it's the next, it could be the next maybe Desert Mountain Energy kind of movement that we would see over the next few years. They've got exciting news after exciting news. We've talked about it a ton. We've made the point. It's a great management team. Okay, I think people know that by now. It's an exciting opportunity. I think people know that by now as well. Now they're actually getting kind of some numbers behind it, some real momentum, and a couple of things that even the last time we talked about QU and said, here are some targets we hope they're aiming to hit. Well, they're starting to hit those targets now, which is super exciting.
Yeah, so they had a big news release. I mean, it's no surprise that I'm certainly an owner in this. I'm an investor in this. I like this company. I've got high expectations for it. And once again, hopefully it's sooner than 2 or 3 years. And certainly at the rate that they're going with this massive explosion in ratings, they're hitting targets and milestones very quickly. And they're launching themselves. I mean, they are hoping to get on par. When I was talking to Kurt a couple of weeks ago, they were just hoping to get on par with some of the bigger companies in there, Disney, Viacom's in there, the Times of India. But these latest ratings they're absolutely through the roof. Maybe you can give us a little bit of the details on that as well.
Yeah, so essentially what it looked like is that their latest deal that they've put together has added in Dish TV in India, which, roughly an extra 12 million homes. Nothing crazy, just another 12 million in their back pocket, which is fantastic news. But the key point out of that is, with the numbers that are coming out now, it looks like they've had something close to 300% increase in their GPR or GRP, sorry. That's gone through the roof in just the last 8 weeks. And I know when I was talking about it before, they were sitting somewhere at 4.4, 4.5. Well, they're up at about 13 now, which puts them on a level playing field with all the big guys, with Viacom, with Disney, with MTV. Every big company over there is sitting just in that, early to low teens section in the GRP. That's where QU is now. So that's a hugely exciting target. And I think I don't want to speak for Kurt, but I would almost say this happened faster than they even expected it to.
Yes, I mean, this is huge. And this is, really focused on the Q India, which is their youth channel. Like, they're really targeting the youth with their whole strategy of really garnering the attention with influencers and creating unique, specific content for the Indian market. And that just to kind of make a relation to that GRP rating is kind of the Nielsen ratings of India. And that makes a big difference when you're talking about getting advertising revenue. And all this matters because you can either go subscription, you go a subscription model, or you go an advertising model, or some sort of hybrid of the two. And without getting into too much of the details in the weeds, when you have a high gross GRP, advertisers know you're reaching target people that they want to target. You're really going to attract some quality companies with quality spend, And like we mentioned before, the advertising expectation in India is growing at a very attractive rate. It's a massive market. So once again, this is one of these stories that if they keep on hitting these numbers and people are open to, hey, do I want to invest in a media company in India? And why would I? This company is going to be sizable and formidable for sure. So I can't wait to have Curt Marvis on. He's going to walk us through. I mean, he's got such a background in media with Lionsgate and making music videos and whatnot. So he's just a fantastically interesting person to talk to anyway. But he's going to walk us through what that could look like as far as revenue moving forward, and what this opportunity from now, if they keep on hitting these kind of targets, what's that going to look like?
Yeah, it's really, really starting to gain momentum and traction. To give you just kind of an example, I was having a conversation with a friend of mine talking about QU Media, talking about their GRP and where I expected it to go. And I said, by the time that I think they're going to have news kind of mid-April, I was projecting something between 8 and 9 for their GRP. So this is shattered that expectation that I had for it. And that was me feeling like bullish on this. So,
yeah.
Oh, did I lose you there for a second, Andrew?
We did, but we got it. We know you're bullish.
I wasn't sure. The screen froze up for a second. So,
no, we got a lot of it. And, as you've kind of reiterated, it far surpassed your expectations. This is one of these stories. I mean, it might take a year. It might take 6 months. It might take 2 years. But someone getting in now, getting in early, and we have a question here, do I have a recommended buy price? Once again, I'm not a CFA, so I can't tell someone what price to buy or what price to sell. But I can tell you that me personally, from my risk tolerance, my model, I'm a buyer today. I'm a buyer right now. I'm buying the stock because I think long term this thing is it has a lot of room to grow. And I hate having to be a bit vague like that, but listen, I mean, if this thing keeps on going, it's going to get a lot of traction. It's going to get a lot of attention. If you look at the management team, you look who's involved, you look at what they're hitting and the targets they're hitting, this thing, I mean, it has a lot of room to grow. That market is massive, and that's what you want when you get into stock like at 30 cents. I mean, come on, this thing has the potential to be quite high. And I have to be very careful. I want to say a number, but I'm not going to. So listen, I'm a buyer today at this price. I like the stock.
No, I completely agree with you on that. I mean, you can even look at any major trading chart platform, anyone that does projections. It's buy rated across the board right now. It's up 14% today. It's so attractive. It's so exciting. I mean, we're both kind of at the point where we can't contain our excitement on this anymore. Yeah. So yeah, no, I love it where it's at right now. I love it where it's going to be at the start of next week, and it's going to just keep moving from there, I think.
Excellent. Well, thanks so much. We're going to keep this one short. The Masters are on this weekend, so you're going to be busy.
Yeah, I'm going to be totally distracted. Yep.
Perfect. And you should. Like I said, we've got to find some balance in life and enjoy ourselves as well. It's been one heck of a week. Once again, congratulations to Desert Mountain Energy. There's great things to come. I know there's another hole being drilled. There's lots of news to come. This company is coming through. Keep your eye on NG Energy or Gas X. And that's the symbol. Watch out. That one's going to be good. I'd like to give a shout out to that because that's also one of my top picks for the year. And of course, QU Media, outstanding results, outstanding news flow. What a week. Yeah,
really exciting stuff ahead. Looking forward to diving in on Desert Mountain with you next week as well, and kind of really honing in on that philosophy to such an incredible winner.
Excellent. Well, thanks so much and have a great weekend, everyone.
Awesome. Take care.